It's around 5:32 a.m. on December 30th. This right here is up in the sky. This right here is up in the sky at the 7 o'clock position, and it is so bright. It is brighter. It has the luminosity as that of the moon, okay? And this is like 5 times bigger than any star that's up there in the sky. Because I walked out here, I woke up and I thought, I'm wide awake. I'm gonna go outside and take a picture. And I looked up in the sky and there is this humongous looking star. Now this is this bright object that people have been talking about right here. In the sky, something extremely bright. And I'm zooming up on it. The only reason this is showing up now on my cell phone is because the sky is so dark and that thing is so bright. If this thing was not so bright, I would not be zooming up on this. And I cannot zoom up on it any closer. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that I can pan out on this right here if it'll let me. I can pan out on this and I can show you this. And then I can zoom up here on this moon. This moon is up here in the sky. It's extremely bright. It shouldn't take much to find the moon because it is so big up here in the sky. So just wait a second. Let me zoom in on that. There's the moon right there. You see how bright the moon is, okay? This is the moon. It's super bright up here in the sky, okay? Now we're going to go back to this star. It is the brightest thing I've ever seen. So you all just hold on and let me zoom in on it because it's bright enough for me to pick it up in here if I just put this telescope. See, it's that bright. It is super easy to see because it is humongous in the sky and it is 5 times bigger than a star. It's probably 10 times bigger. There's stars by it. No, see, I'm under exaggerating. It's probably 10, 15, 20 times bigger than a star. It's if it's a planet, I've never seen a planet this close, this big in the sky before. Hello, hola, Josh Miguel. Hello, Veronice Olivier. This is up in the sky, and it's at the 7 o'clock position. And I just happened to wake up. I'm wide awake, but I just happened to wake up. I'm not doing that to this thing up there in the sky. I don't know what it is. If it's not Mars because this thing is glowing white. It has the luminosity as that of the sun, the moon. It's what it does. Hello, Cora King. So yeah, you all are thinking Gina is up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I'm up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm trying to zoom up on this. You know, I don't know what this thing is. I really don't. I don't have to worry about losing it because it's humongous. I wanted to try to zoom up. I know it looks kind of blurry. It did show up in my photo. It's moving kind of fast. It could be a ship. It could be some kind of a biological ship up there in the sky. Organic in nature, like a big old orb mothership or something, that this thing is humongous. And I am not under-exaggerating. I'm not over-exaggerating. This thing is massive. And so if you're reading the heading of this post, and I said it's 5 times bigger than a star, well, a star is super teeny tiny because there's 2 stars up in the sky by it, and there's no way I can zoom in on those. This thing is, it could be 50 times bigger than a star. I think it's safe to say that this would be probably I'm seeing how many of these would fit in this crescent moon that's up there right now. I see the comments. Let me think about this. There's another strange looking airplane up there, but I'm not going to zoom in on that and take a picture. That thing, You can probably fit around 20 or 30 of these in the moon, at the crescent moon right now. It is moving. That's right. I'm not watching the screen. Of course it's moving. Yeah, this thing is moving up here in the sky, and it's humongous, and we are just fortunate enough to catch this on here because the sky is dark and this thing is enormously bright. It is humongous. It's not a star at all. This is not a star. Hello, Jeff West. Yeah, I don't know what this thing is. And if there's supposed to be a planet out right now that's supposed to be humongous to the eye, I don't know what that would be either. You all, it's shaking because I'm trying to move it. But yeah. Now you could probably put 50 stars in this, 50 small stars in the sky in that, or more. Probably 100. This is really, really big. And it sticks out. It's I wish we could get a better view of it. I really do. But this is in the southern sky, and the moon is in the southern sky too. But this is at the 7 o'clock position below the moon. Below the moon. What part of the sky it's in? It is Jeff West. It's in the southern part of the sky. The moon is in the southern part of the sky too, but this is off to the 7 o'clock position below the moon, so it would be a tad bit on the east side, but the majority of it is in the southern sky. I see that silent airplane up there flying around, blinking its light. And I'm not going to zoom in on it because I couldn't catch it, but these things are... Yeah, that's completely silent up there, that airplane that I've seen before and I've caught pictures of. It just went from one side of the sky. It went straight down in front of me. And now it's coming back in front of me. It's just making a trip back and forth. But that star is not a star. They said it could be a planet. It could be a planet. A massive planet. But then does it look like this? I don't know what they would look like. And I'm using my iPhone 8. And if you're just tuning in, you may think, well, I thought she said she can't take videos outside. Well, I cannot take videos outside unless I've got a super bright object like this. And that sky is dark. Because this thing is, you can't miss this thing. We have seen stars in the past that I've zoomed up on, and they kind of resembled this shape, but they were in no way, not even Mars when it's red up in the sky, was it ever this big, ever. So I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. You think it's the Nibiru Planet X? I don't know, but this thing is super, super bright. And I do have a sky app, but I don't have it configured, so I would not even attempt to even get to it. But I did. I wanted to come out here and put this on this tripod because I am wide awake. I laid in the bed, and I just woke up wide awake around 4:30, 4:45, and I thought I just might as well get up. And so I got out here, and I got some kindling to make a fire. And then I looked up in the sky, and there was this bright thing with the luminosity as bright as the moon. But it's big, and it does move, whatever it is up there. And we have some clouds. We have some clouds, some chemtrail clouds. They are over the top of this thing, and they're probably going to cover it up because they are creeping in across the sky from the west. there are clouds. There's chemtrail clouds that are coming in from the west, and they're going to cover this up right here. But this, again, you could probably put 50 of these maybe in the moon, in the crescent moon right now. Of course, you know, if this is a planet and this is really, really far away, there's no telling how big it is. But you know, it's mighty bright. I can see it with my naked eye. And I think I did take a picture of it. Well, I took a picture of it with my lens on. So it was kind of, it's going to be in there with all those other images. But it was super bright. Now the chemtrails have already went across the top of this part right here. They're above this right here, and they've already covered up the two tiny stars that were by it, because we had one tiny star in the 10 o'clock position, and then there was another tiny star in the 2 o'clock position. But they were tiny, and they were up above it. And the clouds have already, the chemtrails have already covered them up. And if this starts to fade, you are going to know why. I'm trying to adjust this tripod. See, it's already getting lighter. Can you tell it's getting lighter? Because they're trying to cover this up. So this is already getting lighter, and that is the effect of the clouds. See, the clouds are dimming it. They're coming down on it right now, and it's losing some of its luminosity, its brightness, because of those clouds. They better do a lot of covering to cover this up. And a Happy New Year, Alexandra. Thank you. But yeah, this is humongously bright, and I've been hearing people talk about a super, super bright star-like object in the sky. Well, I'm seeing it, and you're seeing it right now, because it is brighter than any star. And you could probably put 50 to 100 stars in this thing right here. Look at that. It's already getting dark. Can you all see that? Well, I know you can see it. You're watching it with me. Because the chemtrails are coming in. They're going to cover it completely up. Yeah, it's getting very dim, even with my naked eye. Okay, it's making its way back through. Whoop, it's pierced through the chemtrails. They better try again. Because this thing is going to pierce itself right through. So they've got a pretty big layer coming through. Look at that. Yeah, they've covered this thing completely up. And when me and my daughter were coming home last night, and we were driving toward the west down our road, the sky got so dark, it looked like we had mountains in the sky. It actually looked like a big old black sandstorm. Like when you see those sandstorms coming in the desert, a big old roll of them, or a big old massive tidal wave coming. That's what our sky looked like. Oh, here we go. That is what our sky looked like last night around no network. You let me get right back. I had a low connection happening. My OneDrive kicked back on, so I had to go pause it. But this thing is up there in the sky, and it's not a star. It's not a star. And it has the luminosity is that of the moon that's up in the sky. This thing is massive. And they really are. They're trying to cover it up so we can't see it. So they don't want us to see it. So obviously, we're not supposed to know that this is up in the sky, and they're going through great efforts. On another live feed yesterday, oh, that's great, Katrina. I am glad, because this thing is massive. It is massive. And I would not normally be able to get this if it weren't so bright. And if I wouldn't have got up out of that bed. Look at that. It's just fading in and out because of the chemtrails. They're trying to cover it up. The chemtrails are gathered. A lot of them are, it's getting really thick below it. So they're having to do a lot of spraying to cover this up right here. A lot. And maybe that's why the sky looked like it was, looked like we were looking at a massive sandstorm on the horizon. It literally was pitch black. They were covering something up. Because me and my daughter, I wanted to get a video, but I was not within range because we were out in the country and there was no reception on the particular road we were at. This is in the south. This is in the south, and the moon, the crescent moon, is up in the sky, and this is at the 7 o'clock position below the moon. It's a far way below the moon too. It's not like right below it, because there's something right below it at the 5 o'clock position, and it's a teeny tiny star. And this thing right here, this thing is massive. This is just slightly above my tree line in the sky, and if it's a planet, then it is massive. But I didn't think they'd look like this. And if you're just tuning in and you're seeing this fade in and out, it's because there is heavy chemtrailing that has came in from the west, and it's getting really thick below it, and it's trying to cover it completely up. Donna Lynn, this thing it has the luminosity of the moon. It is that bright. And you could probably stick 100 stars in this thing. It's humongous. What? Hey, you all, look at that. I guess that's a cloud going over it, you think? I'm not touching it. I promise there is nothing there. Wait a minute. I think it might have went into the tree branch. We're going to move it. I'm not having no tree branches in our live video. You all just hold on right there. I've got to zoom back in on this, because I'm not going to have a tree branch in our live feed. Okay, yeah, it got bright again, so I'm going to zoom out on this. I just got to position it again. Where are these binoculars? Let's see. Oh, here we go. I had to take my reading glasses off. Yeah, that was a tree branch. I'm not having a tree branch in our video again. We've been there and we've done that. So this thing is moving. That's why that tree branch showed in the way. But now it's bright again. We have got this right there. Yeah, this is humongous. It's only like 20 degrees outside, but I guess they didn't make the chemtrails heavy enough for this right here to be seen, to not be seen. But it just makes me wonder if this is what was in the west around 7 o'clock last night when where the sun is supposed to be setting. I don't know what they were covering up because it looked like it was a big sandstorm on the horizon. It was pitch black. And it literally transformed our landscape. When you're driving down the road, it was very confusing to see that massive thing in the sky. But this is massive itself. I'm going to make it a tad bit smaller. I'm going to run in and get my coffee. I'm going to get my coffee real fast, so you all should be safe, surely, because I'm going to just stick it under my Keurig maker. It'll make me a fast cup. And, well, let me bring it down this way, because I can't remember which way it's going. I'll be right back. I think it's okay. I've got my coffee going. I just wanted to come back and check on this. I hope our internet speed stays good because I did turn off my OneDrive. I paused it. This is massive. I don't know if it's supposed to be in our sky, whatever it is. The buffering is bad. I saw it had a low connection, and I did pause my OneDrive. Jennifer, I hope the buffering got better. Yeah, it is in the south, and it's below the moon at the 7 o'clock position. It's not very high up in the sky at all. Okay, there is not one single star that is on the part of the sky that is in the part of the sky is this. This is lower than the stars, if that helps. All the stars are up there in the sky, but this is lower. This is much lower than the stars. You would find this in this, well, this is the sun. If the sun was to rise, well, you know, of course it would come up from over here also, but yeah. Okay, it's not buffering for you. Well, for a brief moment, I think I saw it said low internet connection, and I also have the OneDrive on my laptop, but I can't figure out how to turn it off. Now I'm gonna put that right there because I got to go get my coffee. It is pulsating, so if it's pulsating, what if it is living? Okay, you're in Munis. We are in Munis. You're in Muncie. Okay, you're up the road. He should be able to see it because if he's looking at the moon, this is around the 7 o'clock position, and it's humongously bright. I hope this is not too long of a video. I don't like to do really live videos, but I think this is something important to get on here because it's I don't think this is normal. Hello, Janie. Jennifer, you let us know if your son sees it since he's up the road. Okay, that's great, Jennifer. Oh, this, yes, you get ready for coffee, and it's 20 degrees out here, so I've got my coffee, Ronnie. You go get your coffee, Ronnie, and you be down the road too, and you watch this with your coffee. It's sure keeping my hands warm. It's too cloudy in Massachusetts, yeah. Hello, Patrick. You're very welcome. It is, yeah, it's early in the morning, but you know, I woke up while I'm wide awake, and I thought, I'm going to go take a picture outside since the sky is dark, and I was making a fire, and I got some kindling from off the porch, and I looked up, and that was that bright object up there in the sky. It was the luminosity like that of the moon, and it's humongous. Laura, we are looking at an object with the luminosity like that of the moon. The moon is a crescent moon up in the sky right now. It's way up there. And this thing is at the 7 o'clock position. It is below the stars. And you could probably fit 100 stars in this. And you could probably fit 30 of this, whatever it is, up there in that crescent moon. That's how big it is. I know the heading on this post said it's 5 times bigger than a star. No, it is around 50 to 100 times bigger than a star. And it's bigger than any planet that has like shown up for us ever. Hello, Alice. And it was brighter than this, but the chemtrails came from the west, and they're trying to cover it up. But it's so bright, they couldn't do it. The line is moving in it. Yes, it is moving in it. So what does that mean? It is moving in it. I'm going to put my cup of coffee down for a second. So we can see better. I'm out here in my my rain tree hunting gear, even though I'm not hunting. Yeah. Oh, it is moving. It is moving. Yes, it is moving. If it's moving, what if it is a mothership? What if it is a ship and it's an opening for other ships to come out of? Yeah, there is something out there. It is massive, Donna. It is massive. It does kind of take the shape of those other planets, you know, like Mars that we are zooming up on. It kind of looks similar. And like to some of the stars, they also appear to, when we would zoom up, have that kind of crevice in it. It is exciting to look at. It's exciting for me to be able to get a video, since I'm not able to get a video of anything anymore because the screen turns pitch black. And I tried my husband's cell phone before I came out here to see if he would have a better image, but his turns pitch black too. And we're only getting this because this object up there in the sky is super, super bright. It is super, super bright. If it's pulsating, what if it is organic? What if it's a biological thing up there in the sky? And I'm pretty sure we're not going to have anything run in front of it, because I've got this tripod free of any trees. It does resemble a star. It really does. And it is kind of, it's not as super bright as it was before, because those chemtrails are, the chemtrails are trying to wipe the sky out below it. Oh, that's good, Jennifer, to see if you can see it in the telescope. I would hook my telescope up to it, but I've got this compact binoculars already hooked up to my tripod with my this cell phone adapter Goski thing that holds my cell phone up to the eyepiece. It's snowy and cloudy there. Oh, wish you could see this. Well, you're very welcome. I just hope this video's not too long for people to look at, because they'll see, oh, well, Gina did a bit. That line is moving, and it is moving. I'm trying to adjust this tripod handle with one handle. I'm not doing too well. That's okay. Yes, that line is moving, so we have to figure out why is that line moving. ¿Qué es como el pájaro? I don't know what you're saying. Esta Hector, I don't know what you said. And the planets that are at 7 o'clock from the position is Venus and Jupiter at the 7 o'clock position. Well, I don't know what this is. I don't know if this would be Jupiter or not. I'm not really that keen. Oh, these chemtrails now, they are coming up from the south also, like they're fanning out from below the tree line from the south up in the sky. I'm looking at them right now. They reach out, look like a big old fingers extending up in the sky. So they're going to really try to cover this area up really fast. I got to put my coffee down again, because this thing, I want to get this up higher. We won't be able to see this too much longer. I'm just so thankful that we can see it right now. But that line is moving on that. Yeah, it is. It's very cloudy. They're really covering it up. Now the chemtrails are coming from the south, from below the tree line. They're probably coming from the next red areas. And see, I didn't have to do very much to find this in the sky to zoom this in, because it is so big and so bright. But you could probably fit 50 to 100 stars in that. And probably 30 of those would fit in the crescent moon. 30 of this right here. That line is moving. I'm glad we've got continuing coverage of that, because it is definitely moving on us. The line goes from the side to the middle. Get back over here. Look at that. I wonder if I could zoom up. I wish we could look inside this crack. You think something is being built up there, Gina? I don't know. Yes, it did move again. It moved again. It probably ain't going to do us no good to zoom up, because it's way too cloudy to see inside of this thing. It's moving fast, whatever it is. I won't leave it that big for too long. It's got a ridge. It's got a ridge on it, like a lip. It kind of reminds me of the edges of the big motherships, the big orb-like motherships with their they look like orbs, and they got that ridge on them. Of course, they don't have a ridge in the middle of them like this thing does. That is humongous. No, it didn't jump. I loosened the handle on my tripod like this. So see, I'll tell you every time I'm touching it. Okay, yeah, I'm touching it because I have to keep adjusting it. It's moving so fast. So before I touch it, like I'm doing it right now, I'll let you know. I'll just try to get it to where it'll stay on the screen a little long. Okay, I'm not touching it anymore. Looks like there is like a circle in the middle also. So I'm kind of anxious to see what shows up in the picture that I took. It does look like there's things like it's moving around on the surface, like those other shaded circled areas. But that line that's very prominent, it does shift from the middle to the side. Right there. And again, this is extremely bright. And it's as bright as the moon. And if it's coming from far away, then it's getting closer. Whatever it is. I don't have any filters on the front of this. And I am hooked up to my my compact binoculars. This would go up. Well, I think I have to leave it up here at the top because when people write in, we'll just watch it go across the screen. It is circular. It could be like a humongous disc. Jessica, Maciel, Alva, Planeta. We don't know what it is. If it's a planet, it could be a planet. We can't rule that out. It could be a massive mothership. I don't know. But that line moves. And I'm sure if it moves, there's something inside it. In that crevice. Because it's moving pretty fast. This is the first time we have seen this. I have not filmed this object before. It is quite similar to a star when we zoomed up on Mars. But this thing is way bigger than any star, and I've never zoomed in on anything like this before. So this is new. So I couldn't tell you what it is, except it's fascinating. Shele Yinde. We'll have a lot of footage on this, and surely there's experts out there who can see this, and they'll analyze this image. And be able to come to some type of a conclusion of what they're looking at. Because I know there's people out there looking for evidence. You know, and it seems like it's kind of slanted looking. It's not completely, what if it's a sideway disc or something? Sideway mothership up there or something? I'm moving it. Because it's moving, so I had to move the tripod handle. I think it's very fascinating myself also. It looks like there's something up there at the top of that crack. It's something black. It looks like it is, unless inside the crack. Hello, Jose Milan. I don't know if it's moving faster or what. I'm moving it because it's moving so fast. Maybe if I shrink it a tad bit, it won't move across the screen so fast. I'm still moving it, so hold on. There we go. Hello, Madeline, Pri, and Volk. One second. I'm moving it. I gotta go heat up my coffee. So I wanted to try to keep it in the screen a little bit. Okay, that should last me till I get back. Yes, Donna. The line does go straight up. Good morning, Belinda. Yeah. Okay, it's went off across the screen. Let me fix this. All right. Yeah, there is a circle right above the lines. You think that there definitely is... Oh, you were losing it because I went into the house and I was trying to... I put my my kettle on top of my... a stove to heat up the water in it. You hope there is footage from somewhere that's not cloudy. Well, this wasn't cloudy when we first started it, Laura. But the chemtrails came in, and this is what happened right here. Let's see. We can zoom up a tad bit. You all just hold on. It is hard to maneuver this. I'll leave it like that for a second so you can get a closer view. It does move extremely fast across the sky. I'm going to move it again because it's moving so fast. I'm just going to leave it big for a few minutes so people can see. A little somewhat better. There looks like there's a rim all around it, like a a small rim around it like you see in the big orb-like motherships. So it looked like it's all around the edges and also straight up through the middle. The same thing. I wonder if it's like two of these combined. Who knows what it is? But the sky's getting extremely white. It's also, the sky is also getting so white it's trying to cover up the moon up there in it too. So this is me doing this. So the chemtrails are being, they're coming in quite heavily right now. Hola, Gabriela Moth. Hello, Catherine Lewin. This is getting dark because of the chemtrails that are in the sky. You'll have to catch the replay, yeah. Well, it's probably going to be a long one. The line is moving. It could be from it turning to the left and then back again. It could be, ooh, that'd be kind of eerie if it was up there in the sky turning from the left and back. Then that means it was like something probing, watching and stuff up there with a mind of its own. But we won't be able to see this too much longer because of these chemtrails. I'm trying to read these comments. We are looking at this super bright object. It's as bright as the moon in the sky at the 7 o'clock position below the moon, but it's way below the moon. It's not even in the same area of the sky that you would find the stars. It's below the stars of the sky. There's no stars that are this low in the sky as this thing is. And it's getting kind of dark because of the chemtrails. I'm moving it. So I probably won't be having this live video too much longer because you can see how dark it's getting. It was very bright in the beginning. So I think this is about all we're going to see of this thing. So thank you all for watching this with me.